Hello to all my lively ladies. You're very welcome to today's cool down. So we're going to do a mobility and flexibility flow, and these moves will help you to release tension and relieve stress. And they're also good to do straight after a workout, just to allow the body to come back to a relaxed state. Okay, now you may need a mat. If you're working on a hard surface, you might need an exercise mat. If you're on a carpeted area, you're probably fine. I have a little Pilates mat here, or a little Pilates pillow. These are handy for your neck, just to keep your neck in line with your spine if you're doing anything lying on the floor. They're also handy to put your knee on. But if you don't have one, don't worry. Yoga blocks are great as well, or just a cushion. Just make sure you have a cushion handy. You might even need a chair. So if you want to have your chair handy. Right, I'm going to start off in downward dog. I prefer to do that on the floor, just personally myself. I just find the mat bunches up on me. And we're just going to send our heels down into the floor, and we're just stretching or dynamically stretching out the calf muscles here. Don't force your heel into the ground. Just be aware you're not forcing your heel down into the floor, okay? Just go as far as your body will allow, all right? And keep your tummy muscles engaged, so pull your belly button to your spine. Now, you can pause the video if you want to and hold a stretch here for 30 seconds on each leg. I'm going to just keep moving and let this become more of a flow today rather than static stretching. Okay, we have a few static stretches coming up, but for most of it, I'm just going to let it flow. That's it. So doing this for about 60 seconds is a great stretch, great dynamic stretch. Good work. And about 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now I want you to come down on all fours. If you're on a hard floor now, you might need a little bit of support. And we're just going to do a fire hydrant, and we're going to bring our knee towards our elbow and send it back behind us. Okay, so this is great mobility for the hips. I'm actually not holding a stretch. I'm just bringing in some movement and flexibility into that hip area. Good. About 20 reps each side is great. If you can work your way up to 20 reps if you find this is too intense. That's it. Good. And try and bring that knee towards your elbow in that region and push right back, and really contract your glutes as you push back. Let's do 2 more and then we'll move on to the other leg. Good. And the other side. Great. So in, push back. Push back. Good. Just keep your wrists and your elbows and shoulders all in one straight line as much as you can. And you're just supporting your weight on your 2 hands and your knee. That's it. Push back. Good. And let's do 2 more. And we'll go into our pigeon pose. Okay, rest your knee down. So I want you to come up on your toe, tuck one leg under. Good. And what we're going to do here is we're going to stretch out the glutes, and you're going to feel a little stretch there in your inner thighs as well. And you can just lean a little bit to one side and you'll feel a nice stretch coming into the glute. So lean to the side there. Feel that nice stretch. Good work. Keep your chest upright, look forward. Now let's switch around, and again you can hold these stretches for longer yourself. Good. Lean a little bit to the side. Feeling a lovely stretch. This is wonderful mobility in for the inner thighs and the hips, in around the hip capsule. That's it. Good. Now I'm going to bring myself around. I'm going to go back down onto the floor for this one, because again I find the mat catches. And I'm going to come up like this, okay, and a reverse plank, okay, and your hands are facing your body, and I'm stretching out my shoulders. Now if I push myself forward, I get a much more intense stretch on the shoulders. Try and keep your hips up here, relax your neck, push yourself forward, and you'll feel a lovely stretch in the shoulder region. If it's too much for you, come back a little bit to the center. That's it. Good. Well done. Hold that stretch there. This is a good one if you can hold it for about 30 seconds or so. Work your way up to about a minute if you can. And you can come in and come out of that intensity there of the the shoulders. So this is great for the upper half, stretching out that shoulder region. And come on down. Okay, now we're going to go into our hips. Again, if you need to sit on something soft for support, go ahead. And we're just going to bring the legs into about a 90-degree angle here. You can hold this position, or you can just keep switching side to side, and then you're bringing a little bit more mobility into the move. Okay? You can hold it. Don't worry if you're not feeling. A lot of people think they have to be in an awful lot of discomfort when they're stretching, so it's great if you're not. It's a good sign your body, your muscles are in good condition. Now what I'm going to do is here, I'm going to lift my hand up off the floor, but you can leave one hand there if you need to. And I'm going to do some hip raises, or leg raises basically, and I'm working the hip here. So around the 15 to 20 rep mark. If you're only starting out, you might find even 10 of these is very intense. So lifting and lifting. Again, so I'm just really, this is how I end my workouts myself. I bring in some hip work. Good. Now let's do the other side. And again, you can spend a little bit more time than me. If you need to have a little rest at 10 reps, take it for about 20 seconds and then come in and do another 10 reps. You might find you can split it up that way and works better for you. You might be able to get up to 30 reps if you do that. And you'll notice the range of movement's very small. So I'm only bringing my knee up off the floor a tiny bit. Don't be trying to get big range of movement here. Good. You can put your hand down if you need support. That's it. Good work. Well done. Good. And one more. Now we're going to do what I like to call slow climbers. So I'm going to do it down the floor. If you find it's down the floor, again off the mat because it moves, you can use a chair. If you have a kitchen chair, put your hands on the chair and just bring your legs forward, center up and other side, okay? I'm just going to do it down on the floor because I think it's wonderful mobility for the hip area, and then just reach up. You can look at your thumb there, just stretching out the neck as well. You can hold this stretch, or you can bring a little bit of mobility into your cool down. Okay, look up. Great, and when you're finished holding for about 30 seconds, you can start walking the legs towards the hand. And if this is too intense for you, just raise yourself up onto maybe a coffee table or a kitchen chair or something sturdy. You can even start off something as high as a bed. Okay, good work. Well done. And again, you can hold for a split second. It's great if you hold it there and bend your foot just to the outside. You can really feel a lovely stretch coming into your hip. Good. And the other side, just bending that toe out. Nice bit of mobility for the ankle as well when you do that. Good. Come down onto your knees. Then I want you to go onto your mat. Okay, and we are just going to do a few exercises lying flat on our back. So we're going to engage your tummy muscles, bring up one leg, bring up the other, make sure your lower back is flat or flush into the mat. And we're just going to push those legs away with our hands. And you're going to feel a good bit of a stretch here in your inner thigh. Good. Again, you could hold it for longer. Good work. Take it then, put one foot flat into a hamstring stretch, okay? If you have trouble with this, you can wrap a towel around your foot and push your calf muscle into your hands there so that you feel a nice stretch going on in your hamstring, back of your thigh here. Don't worry if you can't straighten your leg. Don't be trying to force your leg if it's not able. Slight bend in the knee is okay. You can work on your flexibility. If your leg is quivering, you're probably overstretching. Your body is warning you not to push it too far. And then the other leg, pushing that calf into your hands just to increase that stretch. Good. Well done. Feeling a nice stretch there in the back of your thigh. Good work. And now we'll just go into our, like I like to call this, the baby in the cot stretch. Again, don't worry about getting really straight legs here. You should be feeling it in the calf. This is much easier to do with footwear because you'll only be pinching your toes if you're barefoot. So just be aware of that. Okay, good work. Hold it there. Aim for 30 seconds and increase the stretch up to a minute when you have the time and your body's able for it. Good. Okay, and come up out of that. Well done. Now we're going to go into a Cossack squat. Now this is quite challenging, but you can make it easier for yourself by holding onto a chair in front of you. Okay, and we're just switching from side to side. And this is a great stretch to really, really stretch out that inner thighs, opening up that hip. Good. And if you get advanced, you can bring your hands out in front of you. And just passing, you can hold it there for a second and switch sides. That's good. And over we go. I like to aim for about 20 reps. Good. Put your hands down on the ground if you want to make it a little bit easier, or again, just raise them up on a coffee table or even up on a chair. Good work. Now stay there. We'll do an inner thigh stretch again while we're at it here. Good. Feeling a nice stretch in the back of the legs. Relax your head down. That's great. Feeling a nice stretch there in the hamstrings as well. You can walk or jump your legs in. Stretch your arms above your head. We'll finish out with a nice full body stretch there. Reach right up to the ceiling. And I'd like to thank you for joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed that lovely mobility and flexibility flow. And you can always, if you want to increase your time with your mobility work, you can always repeat this video again. Thank you for joining me. You did a great job, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.